Hey everybody, Natalie here, and it's been a long time, but I thought maybe we'd do a tip of the day again. I have the perfect opportunity to talk about modeling chocolate and what not to do to it, and then after you do it anyway because you're impatient like me, how to fix it. So I'm gonna let a few people join in real quick, and I'm going to talk about how to take modeling chocolate that's been destroyed and turn it back into soft, pliable modeling chocolate for use. Let me tell you how this happened. So yesterday and the day before was crazy hectic. It's Valentine's season. I know it's for you too. And here in Artisan Cakes, we have not stopped moving. And tomorrow's class is the chocolate truffles turned into roses. So I needed modeling chocolate. And I needed a lot of modeling chocolate, and I needed a lot of it at once. Plus, we decided we were going to take it to the Vine on THV 11 and do a little snippet. And so my time frame for making the modeling chocolate got really short. And from the moment I opened the bags of chocolate, I probably made about 6 mistakes. And those mistakes included overheating my chocolate. We all know that's a big no-no, right? You got to heat your chocolate nice and slow in the microwave. If it gets too hot, it's going to seize up and kind of get thick. It doesn't seize up like it does when you add water, but it just gets really thick, right? And I was using older chocolate, so it naturally needs a little more love and care. My mistake number 2, I decided, well, I needed to add Paramount crystals to loosen it up. That's a great idea if you're using it for dipped things, like your dipped strawberries, your pretzel rods, but it's not a great idea when you are using it for modeling chocolate, and here's why. Let me see if I can show you this. Do you see all of that white residue? Yeah, most of that happens to be Paramount crystals and all kinds of extra oil. Well, this ended up being about 6 pounds of chocolate, which translates to about $52 in cost. And my brain was like, oh my gosh, I just wasted all of this by adding all of the Paramount crystals and the extra oil. But I thought, you know what? I can work it together. I can still make this happen. So I put it all in a mixer bowl. And then I added my corn syrup because, you know, we make our modeling chocolate here from scratch. And in 2 seconds flat, my mixer went rah, rah, rah. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm breaking the mixer. And I turned it off, and the action was too fast. You know, if you do modeling chocolate, you're supposed to throw your chocolate in a nice big bowl and fold your corn syrup in. While I was making the paddle do it. So it broke. So not only did I have this oily chocolate, it became this awful grainy mess. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fix this? Well, I was able to. I was able to take this modeling chocolate and give it some love until it was nice and pliable again. And it's perfect for our rose class tomorrow. And let me show you how I did it. So I started off, you know, I was frustrated. So I just reached over here and I was like pulling chunks of it off, you know, cursing it as I was going. And I thought if I microwaved it, that maybe I could get some of that oil to work back in. So I plopped it in a bowl, technical term, plop. Plopped it into a bowl, and then I put it in the microwave. And small batches are gonna work best. You're gonna do it in very short increments. I think I did 10 seconds the first try. And then we're gonna take it out of that microwave, and you're going to see that oily, puddly mess that was there. I'm a little embarrassed, but my patience level was so thin and there was so much going on. I'm like, I got to get this done right now. So I made all of the mistakes leading up to not so pretty modeling chocolate. I'm going to take this out, maybe. And you can see like all of this and how it's starting to melt in the middle. And that right there is all oil. Let me show you in this camera. That's oil right on top. So I used a paper towel and I just soaked up that extra oil just by pressing it down on top of that modeling chocolate and lifting it up. Oh my gosh, there's so much oil. Larger chunks you may be able to pull completely off. But some of this oil needs to go back into the chocolate. If we don't put it back in, it's going to be grainy and not smooth. But a little paper towel action will get some of that oil right off the top surface. So that's our first step. And I'm going to pop it in the microwave for just a few more seconds to see if I can get this little bit of oil on the edges. I might not even have to do that. I can just pinch it off. I'll see here in a second. So the next step is to take all of this goo and mash it together, and you're gonna see even more of that oil puddle on top. What a mess. Take that paper towel and get most of that oil right back up. We still need to put some in there, but obviously I didn't need to put, an ounce of Paramount crystals in it per pound of chocolate. Once I got that lifted up, I can then start kneading this and working it back together. And you see how grainy it is? That's that lack of oil in the mass. It makes squishy noises too. And then using that paper towel, just lift up the oils that just want to just remove themselves from that mass. And then we're going to let this cool off a little bit. And once it's cooled, I'll be able to work that back into a nice, clean mass that looks like this again. Look at all that oil. I just picked it up and added it to my fresh pliable stuff. But that's how you fix modeling chocolate that has been overworked and all the oil comes out of it. Or you've added Paramount crystals and you end up with a ton of oil pooling on top of it. You've got to microwave it a little bit, release that extra oil, and any of the larger chunks that you can find, go ahead and pluck it out. And then sop it up using the paper towel. And once you've got most of it sopped up, you can start cooling it and kneading it. And I found stainless steel table or granite to work really well because it cools it at the same time. And the oil that's still on top, we work back into that modeling chocolate. Now, obviously, I have a little bit of work to do before class. So I'm going to leave you to it. That's our tip for the day. I'm going to work all of this stuff back in. And hopefully you don't make all the mistakes that I did trying to be in a hurry to create modeling chocolate. Wish us luck, and we'll see you tomorrow in class. And we do have seats left for that class. If you want to join us for our truffles as roses, we still have, I think, 3 seats left. And we're going to take chocolate truffles as our centers and create beautiful rose petals that encase that truffle. And it'll be a show-stopping piece to go right into your boxes. Find us on Vimeo on demand for additional tutorials, YouTube channel, of course, here at Facebook, as well as on our Crowdcast live events. You're going to find us at artisincakes.com. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.